So we're back home, and I'm sitting outside under this tree because it's just very peaceful right now. And so basically, there's no good news. We had a son, a little baby boy, on the 24th, but he had no heartbeat. So yeah, so that's basically what happened. It's hard right now. I'll just tell you about everything that happened and what we're doing right now. Right now, I think this is like everything kind of settled, and we're in a moment of just okayness. So I just thought I'd make this video. It's going to be the last video about it, because when we keep thinking about it and talking about it, that's just going to be for us. And then the videos are just going to be gone, and we're going to go back to everything that we used to do eventually. Right now, we don't really have the motivation to do that. But so we were at the hospital and basically just waiting for him to come naturally. We didn't want to induce it because we didn't want to speed it up, because I guess the outcome was always going to be the same. So we just wanted him to come naturally. And one morning, I had this nurse, really amazing. All of them were awesome, but this one nurse was just amazing. She came in, she was checking all my vitals. They were going to get a heartbeat or check the baby's heartbeat. They would do that. And sometimes it was hard for them to find it. He was just moving around, I think, a lot. Sometimes it was hard for them to find it. So with her, she couldn't find it. So right away she got the doctor. They came, and when they were doing the first heartbeat check, it's like a little small monitor. The very smallest, just to hear it. But then she went and got the doctor, and they came in with the whole ultrasound system. She came and scanned me, and there was no heartbeat. She showed me like where it normally would be. There was no motion or anything. So that's when she told me that he had passed. And Spencer was in the room too with us. And after that, once we got that news, it was just time to just have the baby and just keep going forward. So like, and then he was already so low, and I was already dilated already. Like, that was the whole concern. So I was already dilated. I didn't need any medicine or anything. They came, they helped me give birth to him, and then I held him. So that was really nice, because everything was happening so fast but so slow, and just a lot to process. So at first it was like we didn't want to feel the pain, so I didn't know if I wanted to hold him. And just because, I don't know, it felt it was going to make it too sad, but I definitely did. So I held him, and as we found out it was a boy, because we didn't know either what the gender was. So then he was like small, but he was bigger than we thought. His little tiny feet and everything. And so I held him, and then that was emotional. It was his little hands and feet that was just like so surreal, I guess. And he was adorable. He was cute. And we also, like, I don't know, we were just like protecting our feelings, which may sound selfish, but we were like, we don't know if we should name him. So we kind of didn't right away. We didn't for a while, actually. So he was there. he was in the room with us for a bit, and then they took him out. But at some point, I wanted him back in the room, so they brought him back in, and he was with us. And then I was still at the hospital. I had like complications. The placenta wasn't wanting to come out or detach because it's normally meant to do that closer to the end of pregnancy, right after birth. So it was still not ready. They had to give me like 3 shots to try to help it. That didn't work out. Then they gave me pills and stuff to try to help it detach. And they would try to like pull it out, but they weren't being forceful because they just gave me the shots and the pills, so I wasn't numb or anything. So if it wasn't coming out easily, they wouldn't they weren't going to force it. So then I had to do the whole epidural shot, and that freaks me out. Even like at pregnancy, I was like, I don't want the epidural. I know it's painful, but something about the needle going in my spine and everything, that just freaked me out. But I agreed to do it. And when I was doing it, they were like putting the needle in my spine. And in the beginning, right when they were numbing me, I like fainted. So they had to like, I didn't fall or anything, but I was like going backwards, and they caught me. They laid me down, put my legs up so I can like, recuperate and everything. And they were asking me if I wanted to try again with the epidural shot, because if I didn't do that, then they would take me to, and this is all still in the hospital room. So if I didn't do that, then they would take me to an actual surgery room and then put me under, and then something about sticking a tube down my throat and everything. And they asked me if I wanted to do that, and I didn't do that. I didn't want to. If I had to, I would have, but I didn't want to. So I was like, okay, let's try the epidural again. They did it again. I made it further. I actually did it all. They put everything in me, but right at the end, I fainted again. But luckily, like, I did it all. So I fainted again, but that was enough. And then, like, maybe 10 minutes, they let me get numb. They let my legs and all of my lower body get numb. And then 3 doctors came in, and then I had my nurse. It was a different nurse because this was still a long process. So then I had a different nurse, and then 3 doctors came in, and I was numb. So then they went in with some like surgical tools and everything, and it was just horrible. It was painful, but they did great. And then they had the ultrasound screen up as well, so they can see what they're like doing, and that helped me calm down, like to watch it as well. So, and then Spencer's there, just seeing them like pull all this stuff out of me, all this blood was coming out. But yeah, so that was a long process. And I stayed the night again because they wanted to monitor me, check my blood levels and all that stuff. And then this morning I was okay to go home. They still came, they talked to me and told me everything. They said I was okay to go, no fever, nothing that was wrong with me. So I was stable enough to go home, and we were just ready to leave. If we could, we would have ended up on a beach somewhere isolated still. I don't know. Beaches are pretty busy, but just to be surrounded by water. The beach is always very peaceful, but that wasn't just an option for us. Otherwise, this video might have been at a beach. But we couldn't wait to come home. So we got home, and it just feels different. We're still extremely thankful for this place and love this place, and even being out here right now is just peaceful, but it just feels different. You can tell that we don't have like a lot of motivation. Our appetites are gone, and we're just here. So the first night We definitely mourned him. We had just each other and we're talking about him. Oh, and so then we were talking to our families and they really encouraged us to name him. And we were sitting there with each other and we're like, okay, we should name him. And so that's how we decided to name him Milo Jordan Mccown. So that's his name, Milo Jordan Mccown. My mom gave me his first name as an idea, and Spencer had a few ideas, so we would have went with those two, but he just seemed like a Milo. And then Jordan's Spencer's middle name, one of his middle names, and then Mccown. So then, yeah, that's what we did, and we told everyone and stuff, like our families. But right now, I feel okay. It comes and it goes with both of us, of course. But we're just laying in bed. We're just we have the blinds open, trying to get fresh air because the first like couple days we were just in our own darkness. The camper was a little bit of a mess and we just didn't care. But we got up and we cleaned it and we have the blinds open, the windows open as much as we can. We can feel the breeze. There's a lot happening. One of the things is um, one of our clocks in our hospital room, it stopped working. Like, so it stopped working. It was working all day. And then at some point it just stopped and it was at 3:25. So we took that. He found like a Bible verse, Lamentations. So Lamentations 3:25. So, well, 3:23 is where I'm going to start. But it says, "They are new every morning. Great is in your faithfulness. I say to myself, the Lord is my portion. Therefore I will wait for him." 3:25 says, "The Lord is good to those who hope. The Lord is good to those whose hope is in him, to the one who seeks him." And then there's like a little explanation at the bottom. And it says, "The prophet's job was to speak on behalf of God, having reconciled his own sorrow in the previous verses. His message urged them to accept what was from the hand of God without complaint and hope in his mercy." And so we're just trying to, even though it's sad and we have moments of tears and just not wanting to move forward, we know we have to, and we know we have to just keep having each other, keep sticking together, and just move forward somehow. I mean, sadly, life goes on, so we have to move forward, and we're going to take the time to get back into it. Spencer was always the motivational one when it came to building everything. So right now he just doesn't have that motivation, and that's okay. But we still need to take care of ourselves and get water and make sure we drink water and stuff like that. But the hospital was crazy. The hospital was quick, but also slow, and a lot was going on. My mom came to visit, my dad, my sisters, and my nieces, my sister-in-law, and even my Theo and Thea came to visit, but I couldn't see them at the time just because things were happening. So we did have visitors, and I guess that was one of the good things about us flying down. I flew, he drove. That was one of the good things, is that we were close enough to family because we are about 4 hours away. But yeah, I don't know. Right now we're just going to lay in bed, and I just wanted to update you guys because the last you saw we were in the hospital, and yeah, now we're home, and we're just gonna take the time for ourselves and take the time to remember Milo every day, always, and just keep moving forward somehow. So we want to thank you guys for all your support, and then keep sending us Bible verses or little emails or anything, because they definitely do help us. And I wish we had a better story or a better outcome. But I just want to thank you guys for everything. And I think I'm done with the video. I'm ready to go lay down. I don't know if I missed a lot, but we're back home. We had a son, and he will always be with us. So I want to thank you guys again for watching, and we'll keep you updated on whenever we get back to life, you know? So, all right, bye guys.